I'm gonna flip this real quick.
Okay.
So why is it that black guys tend lately, because I have noticed the increase, to like white women more than black women?
Now I can tell you from a couple of friends that I have that date white women, and I mean I hate to say it because it is a cliche kind of thing, but in the
comfortable for this
in the black community, white women are looked at as more submissive. So they're
sexually or just in
general, mainly sexually, because the stigma is that black girls don't go as far as white women do. Now see, I feel like at the end of the day, it's who you date.
I feel like it's who you're comfortable with.
Right.
I feel like if you're in love with somebody, then you're going to be open to do new things.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to be open to do new things with just anybody.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Right. So how do you, so to say this, so how do you feel about the stigma of black, like white women being like, do you feel like in the new world that white women are being more held at a higher standard than black women, or do you feel like white women get scrutinized for being more submissive to black men than black women?
I think it can go both ways. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but it just can go both ways.
Right.
Because there's white women, yes, that are going to do whatever for whatever, but I think there's something truly beautiful about a black queen too.
Right.
And that's something like, as a white woman, like there's certain things that a black queen has that a white woman will never have.
Right.
So I think it just really is in the relationship. I think it's just somebody's personal preference. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I just feel like you just can't help who you love. But as far as the submissive part, I wouldn't say it's necessarily that. I think it's honestly, when you're in love with somebody, you're gonna be open to newer things.
Right.
Because you're in a relationship, you always need to keep your relationship hot and new. Okay.
Right.
Like you don't want it to get boring.
Right.
So when you're with somebody, you need to try new things.
So is it hard for you as a white woman to be dating a black man? Because we all know how mamas can be. Was it hard for you meeting his mom, or did his mom treat you? Because I feel like racism is always reversed. I feel like us as black people, we can easily be like, okay, this is like they were harsh to me. But I've never heard a white person say, I felt like they were harsh to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was super nervous when I first met Greg's mom because I was already pregnant. With Grayson.
Okay, so you had 2 babies prior to Greg.
Right.
Okay.
So she had never met me, so here Greg comes along. I got pregnant only 3 months after us dating, so let me just throw that.
That's real love, okay?
Okay. Like, we were busy. So, long story short, so when I met Greg's mom, all she knew about me was I had 2 kids, a bad previous relationship, and now I'm pregnant.
Don't you hate that when you go to meet somebody's parents and they only get the bad part of the story?
So it looked really, really bad.
Messy, right.
And she found out kind of via Facebook. Like, we didn't post, but Greg made a post that something about I can only count my blessings, and she immediately knew. Like, she had that mother's instinct. She immediately knew, called him, is she pregnant? And he lied. So then I felt bad because he done lied to his mama.
So, this shit getting good. Okay. Okay. So when you first met Greg's mom, how was it?
So when I first met his mom, I was super nervous. First off, like I was really, 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 really nervous. But she was super sweet, super, she had a lot of questions because she's a mom and, hearing her son. Greg had never really been, he had dated a girl before me that was kind of serious, but he had never like really been in like a serious relationship where he lived with somebody. Like, so we lived separate. So she was like, okay, here my son is 3 months in dating, about to have a kid. She already has 2 kids. Greg was totally used to like The Bachelor, like my own crib, like he likes to be by himself.
Okay.
So, she just had that, mother worry, but she's loved me.
Now, prior to you, did he date white women too?
His girlfriend before me was black. I don't know if he dated. I didn't ask. I don't know.
Well, that's good. So you got a good vibe from his family.
Yeah.
So you never got that kind of. That's good. And as in reverse, like, does he get that? Well, of course.
He feels that way, but I think my family's so used to my personality that they think Greg might be the same way. And what they don't realize is Greg is like seriously the total opposite of me. Mm-hmm. And so what they think might be okay to say to me is not okay to say to Greg.
Right.
So he kind of thinks they're looking at him sideways, but they're really honestly not. Like, my family truly, truly adores Greg.
That's good.
So
how was it adjusting, like, when you had kids? Like, did your, like, cause have your mom or grandma ever dated outside of their race?
My mom.
Your mom has?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it wasn't like a shocker when you had mixed children?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. So it's like you have a good...
No, I think they knew. Like, I was never going to have white kids.
Because,
they knew.
It's different. Like, in the black culture, if you... How can I say this? Okay, like, if a black man has a white girlfriend, black women get upset because they feel like it's a cop-out.
But why?
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like everybody wants it to be categorized. Like, you stay with your... I mean, like, 1976 shit. And I believe love is love. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you love is whoever you love. But my whole thing about it is, for some reason, society has painted a picture that if a black person and a white person goes together, it's not right. But, however, if a black man dates a Hispanic,
it's okay.
It's okay.
Why?
Right. So that's kind of why I differ, like, because I always wanted to have an interview and ask a Caucasian person, like, how is life like when, like, growing up and you see, for instance, what kind of music you like? Like, you like...
I love R&B.
R&B music.
Yeah.
So, like, growing up in your household, you was listening to Donnell Jones, TLC, but was your parents okay with you listening to it?
They never understood it. They hated it.
Okay.
Like, they didn't get it. And especially when, like, 50 Cent came out. I loved 50 Cent when he came out. And don't get me started on Meek Mill. I loved Meek Mill. So, like, they hated that shit.
Uh-huh.
But, like, I don't know. There's just something about the culture. Like,
right.
Like, and I like to dance. So, like, you can't dance to white music. Like...
I listen. There's certain white songs I listen to. I'm like, that's my shit. But then there's certain...
Like, I love Bruno Mars, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, but he's not white. So, like, I don't know. Like, I like Ed Sheeran.
Okay. Now, see, I don't count him as white. I'm sorry. When you guys... So for certain...
question. So you like G-Eazy?
Who was that?
That's that Cardi B.
Fuck me and I get some money.
Yeah, I like him.
For that
He's
song.
white?
For that song. He is.
Right.
He's white.
Now, I will say, I don't know who this is, and I can call my kid and ask, but my kids have been playing this song, and it is bothering my soul.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like my parents at the moment, but it is like some super hard trap shit. And I'm like, what is this? I know it's something their dad done, because my ex is like super, like, if you look at Greg and you look at my ex, it's too... Like, I looked at him and was like, clearly, this is not for me. I'm the total opposite of this, okay? And that's exactly what I did. So, he is, like, hood as fuck. Like, he's, like, street as hell. I went the other way, okay? Like, the other way. So, I know it's something they done heard with him, but, like, it is bothering my soul because it's, like, some, like, hardcore, like...
Shoot him in the back type stuff.
That.
Yeah.
That is seriously says that. What song is that?
I don't know. I don't listen, like, certain shit for real. He'll even tell you. It's certain shit that come on and I'll be like, listen, turn that shit off. I can't take
like,
that.
I can't, it was so, like, and I felt like my parents in that moment because I'm like, oh my God, like, this song is, like, so, like, inappropriate.
Right.
But then I don't want to be that mom either to where my kids are not comfortable telling me stuff or doing stuff around me. I don't ever want to be that person because you want to have that bond with your kids, even if you don't like it, that they're comfortable with you. Because I didn't have that growing up with my grandparents.
Okay.
I always felt like I had to hide stuff, which ended up me getting in trouble and things like that. So I don't want that. So, like, I try to be like, okay, like, it's just fucking horrible.
Right. Okay. So this is another thing. I know I'm asking a right question.
It's okay.
What is the difference between? I've been to a white church.
The music.
Yes.
The music, the way the message is delivered, the presence.
But so you prefer a black church
Yes.
like that? So do y'all go? You go to Greg's church?
So we don't have a home church. That's something that we have actually. Now that Greg has a position at his job where he has weekends off, that's something, while we're in the middle of marriage counseling, we have been talking about trying to find a home church.
Mm-hmm.
Because Greg really wants to attend a black church. But Greg is also one of those people, he wants diversity.
So he's open.
He's open, but he wants the message delivered like a black church. He wants the music. He doesn't want the white church music. It's something about when you walk in that black church and you hear that music and that choir and you feel it.
Right.
And I agree with that.
Yes.
So we have not found a home church yet, so we're still looking on that.
I can tell you what I love. I love that you're not one of those white people who get offended or reflect being offended, because like you have soul, you have flavor, but you still are you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of people take that, like they call them posers, but I don't get that from. So like I don't mind if you grew up with the culture like an Eminem or somebody who grew up listening to rap or whatever, because that's your thing. But I love how you're still you and you're able to communicate through you and still have a good standpoint behind what it's like to be black. Like I've heard you say, like, I don't know what it's like, I just love the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing, because you have.
Now that will irritate me with white people. Like those, like that irritates me with those particular white people. Like that one friend I was telling you I have to remove from the wedding guest list. She's like that.
My vibe tells me if I need to go somewhere or if I need to stay my ass at home. And I mean, people, it's not for nobody to understand. You probably ain't gonna get it. I know. If I tell you, okay, yeah, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. And if at 2:15 my body and my mind be like, don't you take your ass over there? I always get a phone call and they phone, you know, so-and-so came over and shot the shit up. I be like, see,
that's why I did not go.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Casey and Greg are definitely those two people for me, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And it's scary because being that we're in the business of being entrepreneurs, you get so many people that come and drop the biggest, like, oh, I could do this for you for $12.
Right.
And you be like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, they either don't do the shit, they talking about your shit, you have a little business, you know, and all of that shit there. But
yeah.
You know, it's shit you gotta deal with. But I feel like, you know, like I said, I hate when people say, like the quote, like, you're acting black or acting white. Because for me, the acting white thing, it makes me feel like people feel like intelligence is wrong.
Well, I feel like if you tell, it annoys me too when black people tell other black people, you're acting white.
Right.
Like, what is that?
Right.
So I get that.
Like, proper is wrong, or you're not speaking broken English, so you're not right. So it reflects, but what I don't like is when people, like I said, if you're somebody who grew up in the hood, or grew up in the ghetto, or grew up, you know, in poverty, and all you listen to is Biggie Smalls, stuff like that, I can't take that from you. That's just in your roots. Now, when you start getting, okay, this is a subject that bothers me. And I mean, this might sound stupid as hell. It might, and I'm okay with it. If I don't like it, I get it. I don't like when I see like a white woman and like cornrows, dreadlocks, afro. Now that bothers me. I don't know why.
What if it's like a natural weave?
No, a natural weave is fine.
You're talking about like
cornrow, like Alicia Keys, like
that girl that's going around on Facebook. That irritates my soul. Yes. Yeah,
like I seen a lady in IHOP when I used to work at IHOP, and it was Black History Month and stuff like that. And I could get if you're, you know, you culturally, because there are white people who are genuinely like white and they like the African American culture.
True.
Like they study it, they teach it,
right?
Whatever, and they're just them. But for some reason, I feel like it's like a mockery, like blackface.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
It's like how Indians feel when people try to, you know, dress up as Pocahontas or something like
Right,
that.
right.
They feel like it's a mockery and that's why I say it can get so touchy because people don't think about how other people, you don't know the culture enough
Right.
to do that stuff.
Right.
Or if you knew the culture enough, you would know that it's not okay to do those things.
Right.
Now, I will say I've had some cornrows before.
I know. But you grew up in the era. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're not doing that now.
No, I don't do that now. I have had a weave before, but it was a natural look. Well, I don't know. It wasn't what I wanted.
See, weave doesn't bother me. If a woman wears weave, that's universal.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
like micro braids.
I
think that's too much.
Yeah, like when you get micro braids or fox locks or something like that.
I think that's too much.
Yeah. Then I started to think like, okay, now it's a mockery.
Right.
Because when you step outside, you know damn well that ain't what the hell you was going in here for. Now, if you go get you some good weed, somebody, ain't nothing wrong with that. Even wigs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get that, but just like...
You're talking about things that literally are like African American culture.
Yeah, like you can just tell.
Like you can tell like you really trying to be me.
Right. And I don't get, but I feel like with you, like the way that you are, I know when you raise your kids, they'll be universally cultured. They won't just be, and I think that's the best thing when people have mixed children is because it's like, now you don't have to go through what I go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it might be something different. But I think in years now, people are more accepting of mixed people.
Other than Trump.
Other than Trump, of course. And Thomas took away his that's a whole nother hour and a whole nother day. That's how I do. But I want to thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And being on the show and stuff like that. You are the first guest I had this year. Yay. So that's exciting. Make sure you follow her, give me all your stuff.
Oh Jesus. So Snapchat I'm never on, but it's his future Miss Clark. Instagram is his future _ Miss Clark. And Facebook is dolled up and planned out.
Yes. Now, I hope y'all don't think this was all of you'll see with Kristen because, she got some stuff we working out this year. So you'll be seeing a lot more of her, and all of the good things. She also makes shirts.
I do.
She makes shirts.
That
too.
you can hit me up on my personal page because I don't think I'm going to make a page for that. So my personal page on Facebook is Kristen Lee.
Alright, y'all, so yes, you just watched us do a whole interview, but it was something that we did leave out just for y'all as a bonus exclusive. So, congratulations, she actually got a magazine interview and yours truly was also issued, so go ahead and show them. Now, which magazine is the latest?
So this is Queen Size Magazine. It is a magazine that gears towards plus size women. I met the owners through a plus size model in the area, Mallory Richardson. Shout out to you. But I instantly vibed with the owners. They told me to come out for a photo shoot. I had no idea they were going to put me in the magazine. They said they just loved my vibe and the vibe of my storefront. And so they asked for an interview, and of course I did it. I was so excited. And of course they asked for pictures, and of course MARKEÈ is one of my pictures because him and Sweets were my first style shoot, and it was a memorable moment for me because it was like one of the biggest things that I had done on my own starting out, and so that was a big moment in my planning business to me, and so it was important to include that in this magazine particularly. But I love this magazine because they support women of all sizes and all beauty, and support small businesses. They're out of New York, so I was super excited about that because I want to travel more, so that was super exciting for me. So get your copy. This is the February issue. You can go to queensizemagazine.com. I'm not sure, but I will make sure that you guys get that.
It'll be in the bio.
It'll be in the bio so that you guys can get your copy, so you can support.